Harris hits it. Oh! Aaron Harrison beyond belief.
Welcome into Kentucky Roll Call for Wednesday, April 8th. Are we on the air, Matt?
No. I thought we would just talk together today.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I thought I heard something. I'm excited today. The first time doing the show without TJ on Monday I was nervous and I wasn't excited. I should be excited about this. This is fun, and I'm very excited today to have one of my, one of my favorite burner accounts that's on Twitter. I don't have very many of those, actually.
We have a bad rep.
Yeah, burner accounts sometimes do, but this is one of the good ones. We got Wildcat's Tongue in the studio with us, and I'm really excited for that. We'll have Jacob Polachek. I work with him and have worked with him for 3 years. I got to get his name right.
It is Polachek?
It's Polachek.
And I'm not great with last names.
No, Matt Chambliss, I'm not. Can we start calling you Cotton?
If you want to.
Cotton Chambliss.
I mean,
Cotton Childress. We'll do that one.
It'll take a while for it to catch on, but I mean, hey, I'm not opposed.
How long was that your nickname for again?
That was when I was playing middle school basketball from like 6th through, I think it started to die out when I became a junior in high school. It's like 11th grade.
Okay. So that's kind of a long time to have that nickname.
Mostly because like the people who gave it to me were like a year older than me, so when they moved on from high school, it was just a bunch of people who were like, "Why do people call you that?" And then I just didn't feel like talking to people. I was like, "It's not. People don't really call me that anymore."
Producer Matt Childress, aka Cotton, is in the room next to us, over behind this concrete wall, and we got a really fun show today. I'm really excited about it. It's an exciting time. You know, we kill it in the off season. Wildcat's Tongue. That's when Kentucky basketball peaks, I feel like. So this is the exciting part.
It's really fun during the season whenever, like, every single game you have to have these, like, major takes about everything. Like, you go beat NC Central, and it either means you win a national championship or you're not going to make the tournament.
Yes.
So, like, you have to kind of force feed these grandeur takes all the time, and it's kind of annoying to me, but, like, I am in the podcast business. I have to participate in it. Now, there is actual news every day. There's new things you can talk about every single day. Portal season is upon us. Yesterday, I was on it. I wasn't on for the whole time. I was on an 8-hour portal show hosted by fellow Up to No Gooder Bradley Smith.
That is insane that he did that, by the way.
He was on stream, did not budge from his seat for 8 consecutive hours, and talked nothing but portal. And you could do that because there's so much to talk about. And I guarantee if he were to do it again today, he would have 8 more hours of content if he wanted to.
I was thinking, what if you just go live from now until when the portal closes and you just have a graphic up on the screen and then you just pop in whenever there's news? I tried to get
a horrible Mr. Beast video.
I tried to talk Jack Pilgrim and Jacob Polachek into doing that. They weren't interested. But there's just constant news coming out, and we'll talk about it in the second hour with Jacob. What matters, though, is who's first. That's what's most important. Who gets the news on Twitter first? I love media wars. I love media wars. They're so fun.
It's very funny watching people that you actually don't. I don't have a side. I don't care who wins this beef. It's just very funny watching them duke it out online.
Yes. No. It's nobody cares. Nobody really cares except for the people involved in it, and it's such a low stakes thing. But I love it. I love it. We're going to talk with Jacob about that here in the next hour. But I just keeping up with everything that's going on in the transfer portal. There's 1,500 players now in this thing. That's like
give or take. Yeah,
I saw Jeff Goodman say 42% of the players that didn't graduate are now in the portal.
That I believe that number. Some teams, the entire team is in the portal. It's a wild landscape that we live in.
I'm surprised. I mean, 42% is a lot, but I'm almost surprised it's not 100%. Why wouldn't you enter the portal and hear other offers? I mean, I understand there's something to say about loyalty or being happy where you're at. Maybe things went well, so you're like, yeah, and I'm going to get a pay bump anyways, so I don't need to do that. Why wouldn't you?
The only motivation I could see is that you enter the portal and your team goes after someone better than you, and then all of a sudden you're replaced and you can't go back to where you want to be. So
There you go.
Really the portal is just claiming your spot on a role on a team. And someone like Malachi Moreno, who would be our starting center, you would think, probably coming back at a little bit of a discount to claim like, hey, I don't want you all looking at any more starting centers. That's me. I want to be that guy.
That's a good point. That's probably the one reason maybe that 58% are not entering the transfer portal.
Can't think of any other reason not to.
Kentucky is going to have to replace a lot of guys. So it's up to 8 right now that have officially entered the portal or graduated.
Or both with Denzel Aberdeen.
Yes. So how's that going to work? How does Denzel Aberdeen end up playing another year? Is he going to be grandfathered into this 5-for-5 thing that's being thrown around?
I think as of right now, his argument is that he didn't play much his freshman season, which he never had a medical red shirt. It's just kind of sympathy, like, hey, can you please let me play a 5th year because I didn't play a lot when I was 18. But I think he is just holding out for that eventual NCAA not having a backbone. Okay, we'll just give everybody 5 years.
It would be so interesting to have to face Denzel Aberdeen again. I assume he might. Is he going to try to go back to Florida, you think?
No shot he goes back to Florida.
Okay.
His fan base, the fan base, they don't hate him, but like they definitely said some things when he left.
And when they were there in Gainesville. I
and
was there for that. Yeah, they went after him.
So I could see him go and be the best player on not necessarily a mid-major, but like a lower Power 5 team just to.
Would you want him back?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Probably not for the same price.
Probably not as your second. I mean, he didn't come to Kentucky to be the second best player, but that's what he ended up having to be.
Yeah.
He came as like the 6th-man combo guard. I would love him back as the 6th-man combo guard, but now that he's kind of seen the light of day, is like, I can start in the SEC, he's probably going to want something like that.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think that you're going to win a title with him being the second best player, but he got pretty good. I mean, he
100%.
took. Yeah, he took a lot of criticism early on, and I think part of it is, even though we didn't know the exact number, it was heavily implied that Kentucky spent a lot of money to bring Denzel Aberdeen and to pull him away from Florida. Todd Golden did not miss an opportunity to bring that up, not specifically about Denzel Aberdeen, but in that postgame, what was it that he said again? This is a $22 million roster. Like he did not like that Kentucky did that and took Denzel away.
And when you beat us 3 times, you kind of get to say those things.
Ugh.
Like I can get mad at him for other things that he may have allegedly done, but like that I can't necessarily get mad at.
Yeah, I wasn't even mad at him for it, but I knew he was going to do something like that. Todd Golden loves to play the villain, and he's pretty good at it. So, but there's so many names being floated around right now. Is there anybody? I mean, you guys doing 8 hours of podcasting yesterday, and I followed a little bit of it. And once I actually just got done before I came over here watching a 9-minute TikTok with Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
So, who is it that you are just like, let's get this guy?
So we're going to be posting something that he worked on, those tier lists that we got on the stream of like our favorite point guards, wings, and centers. And this is mostly his opinion. Some of the guys on like that highest tier that I'm a big fan of, Juke Harris, Miles Bird, and Cole Clower. Those are like wing players. Stephen Vox, who's kind of a wing and guard combo. And then like we're not getting Flory Badunga, but like he's up there. Like I would love to have him. Paulus Murauskas from St. Mary's. Did not think he would be available to us. Thought he would go straight to Arizona State following his coach. Apparently we're on a Zoom call with him today. So
lots of Zooming going on.
He is a guy that like I said this on latest episode of Up to No Good. Give it a listen, guys. But I am not saying I would take him over Tyron Stokes. Tyron Stokes is the take. If you can get him, take him. But if you have to wait on Tyron Stokes, this is a guy you go get for that position. He is that good.
How much of a drop-off are you thinking between those two players?
I would say lower ceiling not necessarily higher floor, but you know what you're getting. I mean, it's a guy who's a 18 points a game scorer in the WCC, 8 rebounds a game at like 6'8". So he's a dog.
Do you think that Tyron Stokes, I mean, we have no way of knowing, but I think the one thing that fans would say, but why would you not go after Tyron Stokes, is money, and are you worried that there's going to be any issues?
I don't see that. You got to take risks to get the number one player.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get an Anthony Davis who's just so surefire he's going to come here and play 40 games.
Yeah.
Like, that just doesn't exist anymore. We didn't take the risk last year. Who the big guy in the portal that we wanted, Yaxel Lindeborg.
Yeah.
We were leaders for him at one point, and he started flirting with the NBA a little bit too much. And I mean, behind the scenes, we kind of know that Mark Pope said, "Hey, we can't go after you if you're gonna potentially leave us for the NBA." So we kind of backed off, and he went to Michigan. They took that risk, and they paid. They got the reward from that. So Tyron Stokes is a risk in some ways. But if you want a dog, you have to get everything that comes with the dog, and I'm willing to take that. But if you got to wait for him for another few weeks, go after guys like Morauskas as well.
Well, there's been lots of talk about who PG1 will be next year, and again, we'll talk with Jacob more about this, and I'm interested to have you two in here and just have us all going through some of these names. But the one that came up today, Zach Gagan put it on Twitter, said, "Big fish, BYU point guard Rob Wright III." If you looked into his bio at all, that's if I had to, of all the guys they've been linked to for the starting point guard position, this is the guy for me that stands out the most. This might be the guy I want the most for that position.
There is a world where he would have been a starting Kentucky point guard as a freshman, because whenever we were supposed to hire Scott, or what's his name? Scott Drew?
Scott Drew, yeah.
Yeah, Scott Drew.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, because he came from Baylor. He started his career at Baylor.
A lot of the pull when we were looking at, like, oh, if we hire Scott Drew, what do we get? We would get him. We would have gotten that other guard whose name escapes me. This is why you need Bradley on shows like this.
We'll bring Bradley. Look, maybe we can have Rups No Good just do the show one day.
You know what? Might as well. But no, Rob Wright had an amazing year at BYU. Was a little bit frustrating at times, which is why he's in the portal and not in the draft. But anytime you get someone that's averaging 18 points a game, 5 assists a game, and shooting 41% from 3 at a Power 5 level, you can play for Kentucky. I have no words to say about that. You can take him. He's not some people's number one pick at point guard. I think Terrence Brown at a VCU is the other PG1A or PG1B, depending on what you look at. But if you can get Rob Wright, which it seems like we're in a pretty good spot. It's early, but we're in a pretty good spot. That's a guy you go and get.
So the reason that I'm a big Rob Wright, the third guy, is because I want my point guard to be a guy who can pull from 3 consistently. He shot 41% last year on 4 attempts per game. And I'm like, Brandon Knight is
wow.
That's my favorite point guard that Kentucky had. Him and Tyler Ulis. I really felt like if they had better pieces around them, not that Ulis didn't have, I mean, he had Jamal Murray, and Brandon Knight had Deron Lamb, and they had obviously they made a Final Four, but I just love the way that when you can just put the ball in the point guard's hands, and especially in situations where shot clock got low, that you could trust Brandon Knight just pulling from 25 feet out and knowing that they had a good chance of the ball going in. And that's what I want out of my point guard. Robert Wright III fits that for me. He shot, like I said, 41% from 3. He was 47% from the field. He averaged nearly 5 assists per game, 4 rebounds, 18.1 points. Who Wildcats tongue just mentioned, Terrence Brown, Utah Utes. He will be a senior this year. And I guess that's the other thing, too, is that with Rob Wright, maybe that can become what Jalen Lowe is supposed to be. You bring him in as a junior, and you get another year out of him, because there's got to be some better roster continuity. Do you factor in any of that when looking at the transfer portal players, or do you just say, hey, let's go get the best guys? We got to be great this year. We'll worry about next year.
I think priority number one, especially if you're Mark Pope in year 3 with all the stuff that's been going on this year, is you have to be good next year. You cannot be thinking too far down the road. Next year will take care of itself. That being said, some of the best players out in the portal are sophomores and juniors, or even freshmen. One of my favorites is Cole Clower, who took a redshirt. He'll be a redshirt freshman next year. He hasn't played a minute of college basketball. That's who I want to play at Kentucky, and he can stay here for however long. I would love to have him.
Another player that Kentucky has reached out to, it was reported today on Kentucky Sports Radio, is Donnie Freeman. He's a forward out of Syracuse. 6'9", 205 pounds sophomore. So there's another guy that you could bring in and have him for a couple years. Averaged nearly 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, a couple of assists. Have you looked into Donnie Freeman at all?
Not as much as some have. This is Matt Sack's guy. This is the guy.
Okay,
I think he called him this year's Yaxel.
Oh,
this year's
that's
breakout portal star.
Okay.
I don't know if that's blue tinted glasses. He said that after he found out Kentucky was interested. But, if he's right about that and he ends up in a Kentucky uniform, I will listen to that argument. He's a little bit on the inefficient side, a little bit on the turnover prone side, but he also played at Syracuse. Like, it's not, he did not have a great cast of characters around him this past year. So hopefully you surround him with more talent and you get to kind of see what that looks like at a higher level. I like him. Another front court that I know that Kentucky has been involved in is Deshaun Good. That's my guy. I don't think he's the best player in the portal, but he is a 6'8" forward from Robert Morris.
We're familiar.
57% three-point shooter this past season on over 60 attempts.
I'm looking at that right now.
Yes.
Dang.
He led his league in rebounding and three-point percentage.
And he's taken 2 a game. Like, we look at what Mo Diabate
he
did.
took less than 1 a game, I believe.
Mo Diabate? Yeah, I was actually getting ready to pull that up because I know it was something like, what was he, 11 of 26, 12 of 26, something like along those lines. This is a little bit higher volume with Deshaun Good.
Deshaun Good is the most efficient player in the portal. He just scores, but he averages, I think, 16 or 17 points a game on 9 attempts from the field a game. That is unheard of. He's not the high-end athlete that Yaxel was, but I think that he has as much offensive impact on a game as Yaxel might. Yaxel is definitely a better defender. I will give him that.
So Deshaun Good is your Yaxel.
I do not think he would be the best player in the portal. I think Donnie Freeman is 100% better than him. But I think Deshaun Good is a guy you don't say no to. Big fan of his. Go look at his tape if you haven't.
He did shoot 63 threes last year, and it's 57.1% from behind the three-point line. That's kind of crazy. Those are crazy numbers.
It's a lot of RNG. I'm sure he will not replicate that anywhere, especially in the Power 5. But it's a jumping off point. You'd rather have that than a 6'8" guy who shoots 2 threes a game, making him at a 20% clip. Like this is
that's actually. Like we said with the Muhammad Diabate, it was 12 of 26. He shot 26 threes. He made 12 of them. I actually thought that when Kentucky got him and we looked at his numbers and, I looked at his highlights and I was like, I don't like the way that shot looks. And I wondered if Mark Pope just, if he just said, okay, 12 of 26, he won't shoot 46%, but we're going to get him at a higher volume because earlier on in the season, I was thinking about that Michigan State game where Mo took a few threes, and I think that was going to be the game plan.
We saw the game plan work out in the SEC tournament, NCAA tournament. Like he was hitting threes every game.
With three threes in the postseason. Yeah. I wonder how many he even had all year.
I don't honestly want to know the number because it was frustrating me.
Yeah. So the transfer portal obviously heating up. It's crazy. I love it. At the same time, I hate it. I wish there was more roster continuity, but it does make at least this season, when the Final Four ends, you get a lot of excitement. 2 weeks of watching everybody put their teams together, and it has become really one of the more interesting parts of the basketball season. And it's not just for people like us that are in the weeds with it. It's just so crazy that you have, it's Calipari. I went to talk to the team. There is no team. There's only a handful of guys on the roster right now. So you're kind of starting from scratch again. I do think that there is something for roster continuity, though, going into year 4, because here's the thing. If you're not, winning something this year, winning the SEC going to an SEC championship game or going to the Elite Eight, hanging a banner of that would be nice. I'm not even holding it to that standard right now, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. Like, that's not Kentucky. We should be holding it to the Final Four standard. I want to see Kentucky have a great regular season, and then I'll worry about the postseason. But if the regular season starts to slide and you do the same thing we did at the midpoint of this season, where you're looking at, okay, who's coming in next year? Well, we don't have anybody signed for freshmen, and this guy's a senior, and our next best player is a senior. And so the thing about Calipari was you would be in January, you'd lose a couple tough games, but then you would look at what's coming in, and you can kind of talk yourself into, well, it's going to be different next year because we're going to have these guys coming in and probably get this guy back or this guy back. And I think part of the reason we all got so down this year was because there was no light at the end of the tunnel. There wasn't this great player coming in. We had no idea what the team was going to look like, and we were looking at the guys you currently had and thinking, you can't even bring like 4 guys back. And that's kind of where we're at right now. That's kind of what made this past season extra miserable, I think. And, I do think some roster continuity would be nice but if you got a guy who's going to be a senior this year and he can help you win a national championship, 100%. Nobody will care. I don't know how you felt about this, but when Kentucky won the title in 2012, when they went to the NIT in 2013, I really wasn't all that upset.
There was easily explainable reasons, like
that too. Yes,
yeah. But it was just, if you're coming off a title, it's just like, hey, we've seen Cal do his 2 Final Fours in his first 3 years. Oh, yeah. 1 bad year with an injury. Okay, whatever. We got the best recruiting class ever coming in for the 2013-2014 season. So we were chilling. We had like 7 recruits come in, and 5 of them were top 10, something like that. The twins, Randall, Dakari, John, like we were fine.
The Gameday Men's Health text line, 502-414-1450. Alex from Colga messaged in at 10:42, which is an hour 18 before the show starts. He said, "Good morning, KRC. Alex from Colga here, catching up on the pod and had a weird Wednesday brain moment, so buckle up. I'm with Matt. I'd take a guaranteed football title over basketball. I love being the basketball gold standard, but football just means more across the board. Best way I can explain it, a basketball championship is the Fudge Mallow Delight from Willy Wonka, 1971. It's sweet, it's delicious, it curbs the craving, and Charlie's pumped to have it because it's all he could afford. But let's be honest, he really wants the Wonka bar because that's where the golden ticket is. That's us. I'm thrilled with the Fudge Mallow Delight, but I'm always going to wonder what life looks like with a Wonka bar." So the debate we were having yesterday.
Alex from Colga knows ball. Let me tell you, this guy knows ball.
The debate we were having yesterday was, how many basketball titles would you trade for a football championship?
None.
Thank you. That's what I want to be great. I want to be not just great. I like it when we're the best at something.
Yes.
And it'd be cool. Like if you won a national title in football, it'd be awesome. But like
it would be considered a fluke.
Yeah.
If you just won one. It's like, okay, then you lose out on the basketball being like the kings of the sport, which we're seeing that now. One football title doesn't get you any sort of like part in the bigger story of college football. It's just like, oh, look, Kentucky won a title. It's good for them.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too. That I like that Kentucky is great at basketball. It's people know Kentucky for basketball. No, they know the state of Kentucky for basketball because Louisville's had some decent teams, right? They've used to be good. Murray State's been good. Western. I love that we're known for this. I mean, Indiana fans, I'm sure, are loving being good at football right now. I would, but like they are still a basketball school. That's where their loyalties most lie. Maybe that'll change. It should, I guess. I mean, if I was Indiana, I probably would just adopt the whole football thing and not worry about.
Not looking good for them on the hardwood. Just rough.
How long until they make another coaching change?
Well, now that the coach's son is gone, he's going to have to coach with a bunch of players that he is not related to, and I don't know if how he's going to build that team. Lamar Wilkerson's not coming back. DeVries is not coming back. He's
Lamar
he's
Wilkerson,
not
what's he
good.
looking like for the draft?
Probably not. I don't know. I'm not an NBA draft guy.
I just, I mean, I get it. That he could have been that one was frustrating to lose out on Lamar Wilkerson and lose him to Indiana. And I just like you could have been like a great player on what would have been a great team. Like if last year's team has Lamar Wilkerson, it's totally different.
Yes.
Even with the Jalen Lowe injury.
Yeah. He would take the spot of like, we ended up just having 3 playable guards at the end of the season. You can't win postseason games with just 3 playable guards. He's that he would have changed the outlook of the entire. We would not have been a 7 seed. We would not have been a 9 seed in the SEC tournament. Like everything.
They probably
changes.
finished where Arkansas finished in the SEC.
Probably.
And then they're past to the SEC championship.
We were only 2 wins away from a 3 seed in the SEC tournament.
Right. And I think that with somebody like Wilkerson, you probably beat Missouri. Maybe you beat Georgia or Auburn or Texas A&M.
At least.
Yeah, and all you had to do was beat one of them, and they would have been a 4 seed.
Right.
Playing on Friday, you probably get a win, and then you get to that one was frustrating because it didn't help Indiana really, and it killed Kentucky. So, and Kentucky still beat them. So there you go.
He will end up being just another guy.
I love it. I love that. We have a lot more to talk about today on the show. We have a interesting debate that came up on Twitter. Are Kentucky fans and the media
people are debating on Twitter?
I can't believe that.
I wouldn't believe you unless you sent me the clip.
I will. You want me to send you the whole thread? I'll send you every thread from it.
I'm good. I think I'm fine.
Okay. Well, we'll sum it up for you and for everybody else when we come back. Are Kentucky fans too hard on the players? Wildcats tongue, myself and Matt, we're going to talk about it, but we want to know your thoughts. 502-414-1450 on the Gameday Men's Health text line. You're listening to Kentucky Roll Call on the Big X Sports Radio.
Domesticated paradise.
Kentucky Roll Call here on the Big X Sports Radio 96.1, 1450. I'm Stephen Peak. We got Wildcat's Tongue in the studio with us from Rupp to No Good. You might also know him on the other X, the Twitter.
Yes.
It's what is the name again?
At Wildcat's Tongue.
But what's the name? That's
right now it's WT Mode Enthusiast, which
that's what I wanted to.
Fortunately,
you're gonna have to change it again.
Last off season, I had like an official just transition period where I like took input from the community about who I should. But we don't have a roster yet, so I'm not gonna go through that process.
Braden Hawthorne enthusiast.
He would be up there.
You are
list.
Enthused with Braden Hawthorne.
Big fan. I don't think we're talking about him enough. He is the Colin Chandler of this year. Last year we weren't talking about Colin Chandler, not like play style.
Right.
Last year we weren't talking about Colin Chandler enough. This year I don't think we're talking about Braden Hawthorne enough. But
they've compared him to Tayshaun Prince.
That's a little irresponsible, I'll be honest about that. But,
I think the build, the wingspan, and if he was a lefty, I could get even more behind it. But he is a righty.
If you look back at his high school film, he played AJ DeBanza and worked him, like got buckets.
I have heard that he was really killing it in practice.
He's good.
Those were the rumors.
He's good, and
if he was killing it, but don't you think if he was really, really killing it, they would have maybe burned that red shirt?
Not necessarily.
What's the reasons that they wouldn't?
Because there was a risk, I think, of like. Game's different than practice. We all know that. And you show up in the SEC and you're 180 pounds soaking wet, like you can get exposed a little bit. And I think they wanted to like guarantee that his debut in a Kentucky uniform goes well for him. And I also think like motivation wise, they don't want people to know about Braden Hawthorne. Like, they don't want.
I thought about that too. Yeah.
They're thinking just like, we can kind of keep this little hidden secret to us, and he can hit the portal, but he won't have any film to back him up. So we know what he is, and we're going to let him know that we know what he is, but we don't want other people to come fishing around for him.
Yeah, and I think maybe there was – I do think you're right about that, that if he was showing some signs in practice that he might be able to help this team, but it wouldn't be like putting Shaden Sharp out there and you would just change the way that the team plays and that now we're one of the best teams in the country. I don't think he was that good, but I think that he was, from what I had heard, he was showing up some people in practice and maybe just good enough that you're like, we got to make sure we have him for next year, but burning the red shirt this year doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
If he was a guard, you should have burned it last year because we needed it. But we didn't have any depth issues at his position.
That is true.
You're then kind of screwing over someone you may want back that you would give him a new spot. Like then you're messing up the locker room dynamic, and it wouldn't have been worth it in my opinion.
We're talking with Wildcat's Tongue, who's in the studio. We also still have producer Matt over next door. And Matt, I sent you some audio clips. Are those ready to go? You don't have to play it right now, but I'm just checking before we.
I have. I know. I have one of them pulled up. Is there multiple ones? I didn't know there was multiple.
Sorry, they were. It was like a multiple, but I think I edited them all together.
This one's 43 seconds.
That's it. That's
okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. And on the Gameday Men's Health text line, they're gonna. This is what I love. I love when the text line is texting about what we're going to talk about. It makes the transition so much easier. Because I'm trying to learn here how to do this. I talked to you right before we went to the break. That's one of the most challenging things in radio. I did not realize how hard it is to get out of what you're talking about and get to the break.
I will say this radio situation where you get to kind of choose when you go to break, much better. Rupp to No Good was able to host KSR for a day 2 summers ago.
Yeah, I remember
Those
that.
are hard cutoffs. And you have to transition, or they will like just cut you mid-sentence.
I'd almost rather do a hard break sometimes because I can't get to the part where it's like, okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say.
It gives you some like organizational sense where like, okay, I only have 4 minutes. This has to be short.
It does that, but luckily I was not in charge of that. Matt Sack was, but he was sweating bullets the whole time because like he couldn't even pay attention to the conversation we were having. He was just dead focused on the clock, making sure that we were hitting our cutoffs.
Oh, man. It was a good show. I remember that.
Thank you.
Do you think you all would do that again?
If we're invited, we'd love to.
I'm surprised they didn't bring you back last year.
I don't think they really did that whole situation last year. So,
Okay, yeah, because Matt goes on a break, but they have they have the other guys fill in. Now they got Nick Roush on there doing it. I love hearing Nick on there. Yeah. Anyways, to the text line, the Game Day Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, and sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMensHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. Game Day Men's Health text line is 502-414-1450. Here's a text from Justin, not Scoots. Hey guys, Kentucky fans as a whole can be too much at times. I think there's about 25% that are generally understanding of whatever comes. 60% are demanding with high expectations and go about critiquing constructively. Then there's 15% that are just ridiculously nasty to players on social media and go beyond what's acceptable. And unfortunately, those 15% are often the loudest and most persistent. So this was a debate. I'm not 3 days late to this one, but I've been thinking about this really for years, and more specifically since I started working for KSR and getting to go in these locker rooms and talk to these players, and especially at the end of the season this year, it was Jack Pilgrim who just asked each player, how should fans remember this team? What will you remember from this team? And several of them gave very similar answers. And Matt, can you just go ahead and we'll play that? And this is what the player said after the loss to Iowa State when asked, how will you remember this season?
Everyone that supported Kentucky prior to us definitely held us all to a different standard than any other school in the world.
And the ups and downs, like it was just a lot of talks in the media. A lot of the fans had a lot of words to say to us, but that's what comes with it. This what comes with being at Kentucky. But
there was a lot of times we were knocked down and we got back up. A lot of times we were down and hearing a lot of negative, but we always showed up every day with our best foot forward.
Really showed a lot about our character as well, going through those tough times together, because everyone was kind of dogging us for an extended period of time. And obviously we seen it, but we kept playing. We didn't really let it have a negative impact on us.
So the argument on social media has been that Kentucky fans on social media or the media, whichever, are the reason that Kentucky's missing on recruits. Now, I will argue that I don't think that's the case necessarily, it's causing Mark Pope or it caused Cal to not land players. Obviously, it's used against Kentucky in recruiting. And I do agree with the sentiment that it's not just Kentucky. This happens everywhere. I mean, I saw it happen at Murray State. Okay, I saw where people were dogging Murray State players, that were people who were Murray State fans dogging Murray State players. And one of the guys in that clip who said the part about people dogging them was Cam Williams, and he's coming back. So if it was that bad and if it wasn't worth it, then wouldn't Cam transfer if he felt like, oh, I don't want to be a part of that toxicity or whatever people might think? But they are talking about it, kind of unprompted, really. Those were just the ones that were just really quick that I could play there. But almost every player mentioned something about the fans dogging them on social media. Wildcats tongue, I meant, that's why I was excited to bring you in, because I know you guys have been talking about this as well. Is it, honest, straight up, are Kentucky fans too hard on the players?
My answer to that question will change depending on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to these Kentucky players, actually, I'm going to start with it. If I'm talking to Kentucky fans, I'll say, yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. There a lot of people, their criticism is fine. Criticism is a part of the media landscape. Look at the NBA. Every single thing they do is criticized. I think probably a little bit too much, but that's just the content era that we're in. Negative is better than positive at times. But, I mean, for fans, just relax a little bit. That doesn't mean don't care less, don't be excited less, don't have lower expectations. But, take it a little easy. Chances are, if you're listening to this, I'm not talking about you. I think a lot of media members kind of took it personally because they have a little more of a negative spin on some things. They think that that's what the players are talking about. Maybe it is, but I think they're more talking about like the people that don't relent, don't let up, like have nothing positive to say, and just like can't stop talking negatively. And I've seen those people online. So like to the fans, yeah, probably we're doing a little bit too much, but it's up to us, the fans, to call that out. It's not up to the players. If you see it as a fan, call it out, tell people to shut up. Like, we should be able to self-police that. If I'm answering to the players, no. Fans are not too mean. If you want to be an NBA player, if you want to be a professional, you're going to get worse than this at the next level. Like, go to NBA Twitter, see how they talk about their players. Like, that's not to say that it's acceptable. Like, again, if I'm talking to the fans, I'm saying this is unacceptable, we need to fix it. But if I'm talking to the players, I'm like, hey, you just got to play ball. Mm-hmm. And that's what it seems like they're doing. They mention it as a part of what they see on a day-to-day basis from the fan base. But if you listen back to that clip, most of them said, like, we kept playing ball. Like, we didn't let it impact that. And that has to be the message. Yes, it's there. Yes, it's unacceptable. But if you're a player, that's just how it is. Kentucky's louder than everybody else because we care more than everybody else. We love harder than anybody. Like, what I think back to is, like, it's not just that we're negative. Mm-hmm. In a year where, like, we lost double-digit games and we, like, had some players, like, get injured, some players not play up to their potential, the fan favorite was a guy who averaged 4 points a game, Ainsley Almanor.
Yes, I loved Ainsley. Like,
it's not that we like you if you score 15 points and don't like you if you score 5 points. It's like we, as a fan base, will attach to guys that put their best out there, and we'll call it out if you don't.
That and I'm 100% on board with that. I think that there is a difference between criticism and just being really mean to 18 to 22-year-olds who are like, let's be real. It's not that they're going out there thinking, I just want to turn the ball over today. I want to miss all my shots. You know, no one's doing that. So, and I wish TJ was here because he would snap back at everything that I'm saying right now. Yes. I got his voice in my head as I say some of this. That it's not why Kentucky's missing out on recruits, but these players are hearing it, and it does affect them. I mean, I don't know that it affects how they play, but you're talking about 18 to 22-year-olds who their prefrontal cortex is not fully developed yet. The part that regulates emotions is not fully developed. They don't really know how to process this. And I know now they're getting paid, but Wildcats tongue, like, do those kids know how much, like, even if you gave an 18-year-old $3 million, like, if you gave me $3 million, all of my problems are gone. They're gone. Like, I'm done with my problems, but they don't have those problems yet. Right. They've just been playing basketball their whole life. So now they get, $1.5 million, and that's a lot of money. And like, that's money that I'll never make $1.5 million in 6 months. That'll never happen. But for them, it's like, well, what problems did that solve? Like, they're still gonna live in an apartment in Lexington. Now they get a car. Maybe they get a few nice things, but they don't know that that's like, oh, now I have, like, financial freedom and I can invest, and I'll be fine. I'll get to I'll get to retire early. It's gonna be, my life is set up to be great. But you don't really know that at 19, 20 years old. So when they get on social media and they search their names, all of them are searched. They're not. Yeah. It's not even if you don't tag them; they're gonna see it.
If you're, we know all the players listen to Kentucky Roll Call. So, like, if you're listening,
right?
Don't search your name. Nothing. Like, no one's saying something good enough for you to get something out of that. Don't search your name.
I will get messages. I do not search my name, but I will get messages. Not that many because nobody cares. But for the, like, you put stuff out, I put stuff out. I have my name and my face attached to it, and I get messages that are mean. But I just turned 36. Yeah. I don't care. Like that, I got bazooka holes in me now. But for real, when you get older, you realize that person who doesn't. I'm not hating on burner accounts. Not all of them. Some of them are good, but some of them are just big blue table. I don't know, just making stuff up, and they're gonna that person probably has a lot worse things going on in their life if they're going to take negative energy and put it towards whatever I said. And I feel like the same way for the players, but it's very difficult, I think, for them to understand that, for players to understand that. And when you're being when all these people are saying you suck, how do you convince yourself that you don't when you're 18 to 22 years old?
Now, some guys are built different. I mean, what Cal said, like, this isn't a place for everybody. Like, some players that are 18 to 22 years old are able to, like, channel that to be better. And, like, that's where you see some of, like, the best stories at Kentucky happen, which is guys that are able to take the criticism and even harassment and, like, channel that into improvement. Some guys don't. What I will say is, like, if you are a fan that talks negatively or, like, harasses players, if you want to, like, they're not going to be convinced by, like, hey, they're 18 years old, like, be nice. Like, they already know that they're being mean anyway.
Yeah.
If you want to think about it selfishly, if all of our goals is Kentucky wins more games, wins more championships, what do you think they would want to hear, like these players would want to hear in order to be better, to play better?
Yeah, we're not encouraging that. We're not, like, going to, come on, Brandon, get out there and get a rebound. Like, me saying that on Twitter is not going to encourage him to do that. And I should say this, too. I'm guilty of all of the stuff that I'm saying. I'm wondering if I need to change my behavior. Like, I think it's fine to go on podcast and even go on Twitter and say, Brandon Garrison did not play well today.
Yes.
But the criticisms that he got in particular, Brandon, went way over the line throughout the last two seasons.
There are people that by December are saying, like, I don't want this person to play another minute. I want them to transfer right now. What, like, is not like that person's words has the ultimate effect on every player, but, like, that stuff builds up. So you don't have to pretend it's sunshine and rainbows all the time. If we're losing by 35 to Gonzaga, I'm not going to mind a boo or two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you want to think long term, what can you do as a fan? Because we know the players hear them. We just heard them talk about it. What can you do as a fan to impact winning? Fans have more power than I think we realize to impact winning. Yes, that happens when we're in Rupp Arena and we're being loud. And we've talked about the Rupp Arena atmosphere. Like, we impact winning more than we think we do.
Yeah.
Same thing happens online. Like, you impact roster construction. You impact player retention. You impact, like, the mood of the locker room more than you think you do. Not individually, but as a collective.
I do agree with that there is, and it does maybe cause some rifts between players when the fan base is saying you cannot start Brandon Garrison, you have to start this guy, or this guy can't play, and then that guy plays, and then it does. I think it absolutely has a effect. I don't think it's like the difference between getting a 7 seed and getting a 2 seed.
Right.
Like, I don't think but I do agree that it matters. And maybe, like, I will try to practice this. I will try to, I said in the first show on Monday, I can't be super negative like this. I just can't, because it's bringing myself down. And so I think it would be okay. Let's try doing the sandwich method. Let's try Brandon Garrison. Brandon Garrison has won Kentucky some games. Brandon Garrison has cost Kentucky some games. But Brandon Garrison is the only guy who can guard 1 through 5 on the team.
Yeah.
Let's try to do it like that. Let's try to, for every negative you want to say, let's put 2 positives, because
a compliment sandwich.
These are grown men.
Okay, Matt. Matt, chime in. I want to hear what you have to say.
And, like, I'm not trying to be negative, and but we are all adults. Steven, you already said it earlier, but you guys both get hate from random people on the internet sometimes. I get hate from people on this show in the text line. It's one, like, I want to go back to what the texter said earlier. I'd say every team in the world, no matter what sport you're in, 15% of the fan base is terrible. Like, I agree with what he said. 15% of the fan base is just ignorant. They're just angry. They're rude, and they're saying bad things. But at the end of the day, when you put yourself out there, whether you're a person in the media, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a politician, whatever you are, if you are a face to a name around the world, there are going to people that say horrible things about you. That is just how life is. So I get the premise you guys are making. I completely understand. I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm just saying that when you are put out there, you need to expect these things and you need to know how to handle it. Whether that's if you're a person that needs to go to therapy for something like this, that's fine.
I think they do encourage sports therapists to talk with them.
But I'm just saying that, like, I don't think the compliment sandwich is going to be something that's possible.
No,
like,
I hear you. I think we're talking to two different lines. This is kind of what I started out with. I think our spiel is to the fans. Like, fans, you need to be better. Like, I think that's in general. Like, yes, the 15% exists, but let's try to make that not happen. I don't want the 15% exist. But if I'm talking to the players, yeah, players, get over it. Like, you need to play basketball. That it is a part of the life of being an athlete.
Well, we could tell them don't look at your phone, but they're going to look at their phone.
Yeah. If I'm Mark Pope, I forget if John Calipari ever did this, but like
he took their phones.
You got to get rid of social media. Like, if you want to play
John
Kentucky
Calipari
basketball,
took their phones in 2023.
Yes. If you want to play Kentucky basketball, you turn over your social media to like some admin that works for us. Like, they will run everything for you. You don't get to look at it. We'll change all your passwords. Like, that
I kind of wish they would do that. Yeah, you can have it back at the end of the year.
it's the same thing. Like, well, what's that interview when LaMelo Ball was still in high school? The girl comes up to him and she's like, "Can I get your Instagram?" He's like, "I'll run it."
And he did.
Yeah.
Well,
They'll just create. They'll have their own burner accounts.
But that was a smart move for him. He's like, I don't like. He knew social media wise, like, I don't like. This is not a positive thing to try to like ramp this up. Like, people are gonna follow me no matter what. People are gonna say things. Why would I try to like police that, or just why am I interested in that?
Calipari would say often, and I mean often, his last few years, "What if it were your kid?" You remember him saying that, WT.
Okay, but it's
Yeah.
everybody's kid.
Right.
Well, he's saying that, like, why you are being, it's not even about being critical. I'm not even talking about that. If you want to say that this guy has not been playing well, I think that's perfectly fine. But there are things that we see on social media that it crosses a line, and it does make the parents talk. Like, they're talking amongst the other parents after the Gonzaga game. And yeah, I do think that once players got paid, I think a lot of fans went, all right, we're taking the gloves off now. And so now it comes, they swing a little harder. And I would say that when you realize they're going to see it. Brandon Garrison, I'm not him, but everybody, if you say something about Brandon Garrison saw it. So maybe you should be acting as if you're talking to that person in the room.
That's fair.
We'll have more about this, but we also got Jacob Polachek here to talk some transfer portal, some recruiting. We got a lot coming up. Our Kentucky Roll Call here on the Big X, 1450, 96.1.
At my house, and we party every weekend, so on the
Welcome back to Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1, 1450. Jacob, where'd you just come from?
Oh, I just came from Salsaritas.
Is your mic working? Hit the mic.
I did not hear.
Hit it. You're going to have to hit it hard in that. Do like one of these. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Where'd you come from?
I came from Salsaritas. I'm Jacob, by the way.
Jacob Polachek had some salsaritas. Of course he did. You get it like every day for lunch almost.
You didn't tell me this guy was going to be here.
Wildcat's Tongue is still in the building with us. Salsaritas, wildly addictive chips. Check out all their locations, St. Matthews, Bullitt County. Which one did I leave off? Because now I got the ad reads from TJ and
Middletown, I think.
Middletown.
That might be wrong.
No, you're right. Middletown. We could have just J-Town. Why not? J-Town needs a salsaritas. Let's get one in J-Town.
Yes.
Are you from the Dirty J also?
Allegedly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do people call it the Dirty J?
They don't. But we might start calling it that.
We make the trends around here.
Yeah. Jacob Polachek in the studio. How long have we worked together? I can't get your name right.
Yeah, we've worked together for a decade now, but it's different now that TJ's gone. So now that Steven's in charge, he's getting my name right. I'm proud.
All right, get your text messages in for Jacob Polachek. He's been monitoring the transfer portal for the last. Have you slept yet? Been at it
Also,
for
get your text messages into the text line, but do not text my dad because my dad got a random text from a Kentucky fan. I don't know how they got his number. He sent me a screenshot saying, "Hey, are we getting Tyron Stokes?" So I don't know how people are getting my father's number.
Wait, was it a Kansas fan or a Kentucky fan?
Good question.
It was a Kentucky area code, so I'm assuming a Kentucky fan. It just said, "Hey,
Until these days.
are we getting Tyron Stokes?" Just so you guys know, like I love my dad. He's not going to provide you with Tyron Stokes intel. I apologize.
Well, tell your dad I apologize. Yeah, we got a lot of names that are just I don't even know where to begin really because there's just how many players have been linked to Kentucky. I know Wildcats Tongue, you said that Trilly Donovan put out something just to.
Here's the thing. This period of the portal is my favorite because this is where we get those giant lists from Louisville fans of like all the players that Mark Pope whiffed on because we're going to contact 50 guys at minimum. We can't get 50 guys on the roster.
We might, though. We might need to because of all the injuries.
You got to believe in yourself.
So, but according to, it's not even according to Trilly. It's according to someone on Trilly's Discord.
Okay.
Morauskas definitely didn't
Told
say
you
that.
I was not going to be saying his name on this. I don't want to have to pronounce his name.
I just butchered it, so there you go. But he's from St. Mary's. Wilkins from Furman, point guard. Lawan Watts from Texas Tech, just a rotation shooter. Donnie Freeman from Syracuse, that's a big fish. Jalen Cox from Colgate, that's a point guard. And Isaac Selizar from Yale,
Okay.
My alma
who
mater.
is a shooter at Yale.
Okay.
So
They have a Zoom with him today, I think.
there you go.
Yeah.
Jacob, who are first off the Gameday Men's Health text line 502-414-1450. We got a text from South End Josh.
Oh,
South End Josh, very prominent on the KS boards.
Who is letting him text in?
South End Josh here. Jacob, all caps. If you're here, then who is manning the 17 monitor mega computer you undoubtedly own for this time of the year specifically?
So I've been considering blocking South End Josh on the page board, permanently banning him. I said that if we get 1,000 likes on this message board,
You'll have to
post-
block me first.
Yeah, so I'll be blocking Steven first, and then South End Josh. No, South End Josh, thank you for texting in. I'm really happy to hear from you.
Do you guys know that the meme from the Incredibles movie, whenever he's in front of all the computers and he's seeing all the deceased superheroes? That's Jacob whenever like a Portal player doesn't commit.
Jacob, there's several Zooms, lots of Zooming happening here.
With Zoom.
Yeah, with Zoom, talking about Zoom. So who is the next, like, who should I be, as a Kentucky fan, who do I need to have my eyes on?
I mean, the big one is Rob Wright. I think that
Boom!
one,
That's what I like to hear.
yeah, that one is someone that there's been talk about him for a little while entering the portal, someone that we all expected Kentucky would be involved with if he entered. Now that
Are we getting him? Are we getting Rob Wright?
And we will
No,
hold you
right
to
now. I need to
whatever
know right
answer
now.
You tell us. I think just because he's said his name out loud, people will hear that and say, "Oh, we're getting Rob Wright."
I have already accepted Rob Wright, Kentucky Wildcat.
Yep, Rob Wright.
Play the music, Matt.
Per Wildcat's tongue, it's happening.
All right, there you go.
I'm really excited about him. Don't get my hopes up, Jacob.
He's someone that has been linked with Kentucky for some time. If he was going to enter the portal, I had the expectation that Kentucky would be involved. And right now, there aren't a ton of schools linked to him. I think the two schools that we've heard are Kentucky and Arkansas, and I'm not really sure where Arkansas stands there.
That doesn't make any sense.
They're going to go hard after Isaiah Johnson. So
okay,
we'll see. It's been a few hours since he entered, so we got to temper our expectations here. But
that's not what we're in the business of doing.
But I think he's a high priority.
Okay, that's good.
It's a good thing then. I mean, in the portal era, typically the teams that are initially linked to a transfer, there's never anybody that comes in late and steals recruits or steals transfers from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or really from anybody. So these will be the only two schools ever associated with Rob Wright. No one will ever
That's
talk
never
to
happened
him.
before. Right.
Never again.
I will say his asking price is very, very high. So I think that will say, hey, I don't want to spend. It's going to kick out a lot of schools.
I feel like everybody that we're trying to get, the asking price
the
is
market
high.
is insane right now. I feel like $3 million is the asking price for every person in the portal. It's like,
how is that? You can't keep doing this.
And next time when I am talking to On3, I am starting my negotiations with a $3 million asking price.
But that is like how. So I mean, how expensive do you think if you had to guess, if you have to sign 8 players? I mean, I'm not very good at math, but that's $24 million at the low end.
Yeah, Wildcat's tongue's the math guy, so
I would agree with a $24 million number.
8 times 3.
8 times 3. 24 confirmed.
And I mean, if they get Tyron is the one that's if he
are we going to spend $35 million on this roster?
I think maybe the idea is, and I'm obviously not the plugged in one, but like you can't go and get 8 top 20.
You like
That's
that
a
one?
good joke. You can't go get 8 top 20 transfers and pay all of their asking prices, and that's your roster.
Right.
Like, you're going to have to go get not necessarily an Ansley Almanor who's ranked in the 200s in the transfer portal, but like you're going to have to fill out your roster with guys that didn't average 15 points at a Power 5 or didn't average 20 points at a mid-major.
But is Jacob, are you saying that the $3 million is like for the low-end kind of players? Or are you saying that
not low end,
okay,
but not high end? So
okay,
guys that are going to good schools, but they're not the best players in the portal. Like,
okay. So then Wildcats tongue. Your point then is still that still stands then.
If you we are going to have to get guys that know they aren't going to be the best player for Kentucky basketball. Like that's just the reality of it. So how much you have to pay someone to be our 8th guy, we'll see. But like
how much was Stacey Poole you think would have been worth? Like you had him on the 2012 roster, isn't that right? Was he on the 2012 or 2011? He got kicked off the 2012.
I know he wasn't on 2012.
Okay, so 2011, I guess. I remember him celebrating with Brandon Knight, so I guess it was definitely 2011.
I have 2 things.
Eloy Vargas, another one.
One, a $3 million asking price does not mean a player is getting $3 million.
Right.
That means they're asking for $3 million. So they could get less than that. And 2, like you talked about a $25 million roster. The thing that Kentucky has to their, I don't know if it's their advantage, but something they can utilize is the higher end players are obviously more well-known, have a bigger following, and you can get more through Deloitte, through the clearinghouse for players like that because they have a higher market value and you have to prove fair market value. So a guy like Tyron Stokes, yes, he's going to have a massive asking price, but he's already got big deals with Nike. He's got big brand name deals. That all of that you can get NIL through the clearinghouse because you can argue fair market value. He's got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. He's a big name. The fair market value is higher.
Now, as a college basketball outsider, I think what we're talking about was one of the struggles in roster building this past offseason with Mark Pope, just being able to tell a transfer, no, I'm not paying you that much. Like, we just overpaid for a lot of guys who probably could have not paid that much and didn't go after the big names, didn't have enough money to go after the big names because you spent $3 million on a transfer or to retain a center that didn't really deserve $3 million. Do you think a guy like Keegan Brown, or like maybe they've restructured how they do this, do you think that there is a better approach in Lexington for building a roster and like managing the NIL budgets and how much guys are asking for and how much you can spend on certain roles?
It's probably too early to say that, but he's clearly made the changes that it won't be the same approach. So whether it's better or not, the jury's still out. But I think a problem last year was that you went after top guys with a big NIL number, and then you missed on those top guys, and you felt like we have this money, we need to give it to someone else, and you're not hitting that market value for that player. You're hitting the market value for the other player, and you're just going down your tier list. So it's about finding that value, getting guys at good value. That doesn't mean you need the best player at every position, but if you can get more value than you're paying a guy, then that's ultimately your goal.
Who's another guy that I need to have my eye on? I know the Syracuse
Donnie Freeman.
Donnie Freeman, the 6'9", 205-pound forward from Syracuse. He will be a junior next year. Average 16.5 points, 7.2 rebounds. Is that somebody that I know? Mark Pope set up a conversation with him. Is that today?
I believe it's today.
Okay.
If not,
are you going to sit in on that meeting?
I think that I haven't figured out Pope's Zoom password yet, so I haven't gotten into those Zoom meetings. But we'll see what we can do. I mean, he's someone that I don't expect to make a quick decision. I think he wants to, from the sounds of it, he got an influx of calls this morning and is just trying to sort everything out. And if it was up to him, he'd make a decision at the end of the portal, but you know how this thing, these spots fill up and guys got to make quick decisions. So he's one I'm watching, but he's not someone that I expect something super quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You asked me about some other names?
Yeah. What's some other? Give me all the names.
Every name?
Give me every name except for one, and we'll tease that one for KS.
I will give you every name. All you have to do is go onto your computer, type in ksrplus.com, and make a subscription, and you will get every name.
Wait, do you type out the PLUS?
Can you help him with this?
This is my first time using a computer. So KSR Plus. I see there's lots of articles here. Kentucky among those making early push for top ACC forward transfer. Oh, it's the one we were just talking about. So Rob Wright is an elite offensive portal option for Kentucky. Justin Rowland wrote that one.
Hey Justin, you listening? Hey,
I'm sure he is. We'll have Justin on at some point.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. You want to be on that show? We can have you and Justin. Oh, let's bring him on right now.
Yeah.
What about this Jizzle James from Cincinnati?
What about him?
Is he a potential target? I know that Wildcats
just like the name.
Okay.
Big fan of Jizzle.
How many? I feel like I've heard that guy's name for a while. Is he? How many years does he have left?
He'll be a senior.
Oh, okay.
He played 3 years at Cincinnati.
I thought he was out of eligibility, but
he did improve his 3-point shooting from 29% in 2025 to 44% in 2026.
Okay. I'll have to check in on him. I don't have much intel on.
He also didn't play half the season. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you might be right about that. He only played in 23 games.
Okay, I don't like that.
Some of the guys that are on my radar today, obviously they have 3 big Zoom calls, probably more, but these are 3 that we've heard about. Deshaun Good at Robert Morris.
Yes.
The Virginia Tech guard, Neo, who that one's and the Missouri guard, Anthony Robinson. I'm going to go back to Neo now. I feel like every year you have a guy that has some highlight tape pop in like the middle of the season, and then you have Kentucky fans being like, we need this guy. And then the transfer portal comes, and like...
You're too young to remember Hunter McClintock, aren't you? Do you remember Wildcats Tongue?
I don't.
Oh, he was like a YouTube sensation. This white dude is just like bombing threes. He was like the first like YouTube mixtape was Hunter McClintock, and every Kentucky fan thought they were going to get him. And I'm just interested now to know like what happened to Hunter McClintock. Here we go. He played for Oral Roberts and averaged 3.4 points per game.
Good for him.
There you go.
Okay.
Finished his career in 2011.
Finished his career in 2011, so he's already looking for a waiver to get back into college basketball.
So yes, I do know what you're talking about, Jacob, where a highlight reel pops and Kentucky fans just salivate over this guy.
And then the portal comes and you look at his stats, you're like, oh, I don't want to go after this guy. But Neo is kind of the rare one where he had that highlight pop and He actually put up pretty good stats for the year. Not anything crazy, but he's a good player and is someone that now Kentucky is going after. I feel like you don't see that often.
I mean, if you want to be intrigued by this guy, this is one of 270 Bradley Smith's favorite guys in the portal right now.
Really?
So that's already just he knows ball, and that's a guy that he likes. He is a 6'9" point guard.
Oh yeah, okay. So that now people have been saying that. I saw the thread on KS Board where somebody said 6'9" point guard. We should be going all in.
Yes, he averages 4.6 assists, 12.1 points. Doesn't shoot it awful from three, 31%. We can definitely improve that. But like
they're comparing him to Luka Doncic. How do you say his name?
Doncic.
Luka.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like Luke, but with an
Everybody know. Actually, everybody knows who you're talking about when you say Luka.
Yeah. But, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't think it's the exact same play style, definitely different body types. But if you look at the trend of what succeeded and what got to the Final Four this year, crazy enough, being tall in basketball helps.
Hey, we got a new portal interest.
Ooh. Care to break some news?
Should I tell you guys?
It's radio, I mean.
I don't think anyone's listening, Jacob. You just want to go ahead and
This is just as exclusive as KSR Plus.
This is on Twitter. My guy Tobias Bass. He tagged me in it. So, Corey Cotton.
Yes, I actually.
Cotton.
Stop yelling.
Cotton.
Please stop yelling.
Who are you getting recruited by?
That's just my burner account, so don't follow that, Jacob.
Once again, I judge all my portal knowledge based off of what Bradley Smith thinks, and he likes Corey Cotton. He is from UT Rio Grande Valley. I believe that's what it is, and he's like a 40% three-point shooter.
Is it Corey with a K?
It is Koree.
Koree.
Don't sign him.
Pulling him up as well.
Don't sign him.
Why is that?
Their parents just wanted to make him different.
Yes.
He is different.
They wanted to make him different so badly.
Built different.
He averaged 14 points per game last year for the UT Rio Grande Valley. Vaqueros? How do you say this? I don't. Somebody else take a shot at that one.
I've already said I'm not pronouncing difficult words.
Okay, 14 points per game, 5.3 rebounds. We'll round up to 3 assists for the 2025-26 season. He shot 40% from 3. I like seeing that, and on pretty high volume. 4 threes per game. He was 54 for 134. This would be his 4th school in 4 years. He started at VMI. VMI, we're very familiar with that, with those 3 letters as well. Are we still on the air, Matt? He's got to check in every once in a while.
Yes, we're still on the air.
Okay, good. I just heard.
Oh wait, we're live.
Make sure you don't say any bad words.
Just heard that. What's that noise that I hear sometimes in my ear? Do you know what that is?
Are you hearing a noise?
Did you all hear it too?
I heard it too, yeah.
Okay, all right.
No,
What does it sound like?
It sounds like
we didn't hear anything.
Give me like a rough explanation of the exact sound you're hearing.
Static.
yeah. This is good radio. Though. I think people are into it.
I don't know.
Let's just all do
Let's
this.
spend the rest of the show just making noises.
All right. So are we, Corey Cotton. How you said Bradley likes him?
But like not as your go-to. He's not a Kobe Brea. He's not going to come in and like shoot the lights out and be your starting shooting guard. I have a feeling this is one of your like off the bench guards that you try to convince is like it's better to be a rotation player at Kentucky than it is to be the best player at UT Rio Grande Valley. That's I think the pitching point for a guy like Corey Cotton.
Got it. Yeah, and you got to get some guys like that.
That's what we're saying. Like you have to go get the 8th. Like you have to have an 8th best player.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this guy will be that, but this is along the same mold of you can't just go and get superstars.
Yeah.
You want superstars, but you can't just get superstars.
And the thing is, you got to get guys who are okay with coming in and being that role. Ansley Almanor was okay with coming in and knowing that his playing time would be limited. And had there not been injuries, had Andrew Carr not had the back issues, Ansley Almanor probably wouldn't have played very much at all. And instead, I can't get over the fact that he starts on a team that goes to play a top 5 Tennessee team on the road. He plays like 27 minutes and hits, 4 threes in that game?
It was beautiful.
It was awesome, man. I was a big Ansley Almanor fan. That's just such a cool story. He was a guy, when he came into, he just really embraced what this was and embraced what his role was going to be and just said, I'm just so happy to be here. This is amazing. I can't believe I get to do this. If you can find a few more guys like that and great culture fits like that, then, that would be a good addition.
So one of my favorite trends of the portal is this. We have a new announcement from Jonathan Givony. But now, oh wait,
Givony!
I'm getting a text. I just got this from the agent, so I'm going to read it myself.
Oh, okay.
Chance Westry, UAB guard, entering the portal. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining. He is 23 years old.
Whoa! When did he start playing college ball?
1941.
Wow. It's a long time ago. No, okay, so Chance Westry from UAB.
He started playing in 2022-23, and he redshirted his 23-24 year.
Okay, so he started at
How
Auburn.
does he have 2 years remaining if he's played
That's
3
just
years?
according to his...
Why did he only play in 3 games in 2024-25?
Might have a medical red shirt there.
Okay, there you go. That's got to be what that is. So he played at Auburn, then Syracuse, then UAB, where he averaged 15.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And he's not your 3-point threat though. Not really at all. He shot 24% from 3 on about 3 attempts per game.
And we're not saying anything Kentucky here. I am just...
Oh, he just entered the transfer portal.
He just entered the transfer portal, and I thought
we were going to connect some dots to Kentucky there.
It's pretty entertaining.
I thought that was going to be our starting point guard for a second. You had me scared.
23-year-old with multiple years of eligibility left.
Well, that is cool. Hey, Jonathan Givony is he is voicing some opinions on social media. I love media wars. I love them.
Oh.
It is so because they're low stakes. Who cares? Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't.
And it is what all of college basketball fans, it's like the first day of the portal. What do I want to read? I want to read what Jonathan Givony thinks about Joe Tipton.
Yes, I want to read.
That's what I
the guys who are reporting. I want them to be the story.
Yes,
that's more fun.
I went to, not to brag, I went to journalism school, and that was the first.
Whoa! I didn't know.
Make yourself the story.
Yes, that's the first thing you do.
101.
Be the story.
Be the story.
Yes. And Givony is doing a good job of that. I think that's one of his strengths. And what he said today, I'm sorry, I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. It's just so freaking funny to me. Okay, so he put out a tweet today. Yesterday is when this started, right?
Sorry, I'm tweeting. Wildcat's tongue is a joke. That guy.
Start more media wars.
When you say that no one cares about media wars, I would be included in that. No one cares about. If you want to start a fight with me, I think it'd be funny.
Yes, I just think they're funny and it's entertainment. But like, who cares if you're first to the store? Like, it's so ridiculous. So this is what he posted today. This is coming off at least one full day of going after Joe Tipton. He said, posted this at 9:55 on 3 at 10:01. Wash, rinse, repeat. For the umpteenth time, since yesterday, dozens of reporters have reached out privately saying they deal with the same thing constantly, and most are afraid to call them out publicly. I'm not. Boom! Jonathan Givony don't mess around, Wildcat's tongue. He's coming out swinging.
I probably shouldn't have texted Jonathan. That's on me.
Givony, like, here's my thing. I don't care, but like, if you want me to respect this little like attempt at a beef, post the screenshots.
Yeah.
Screenshots.
Also, 6 minutes, like. So he tweeted it out at 9:55, and then Joe Tipton ran to his computer and quickly, and maybe he had an article kind of pre-written, but then he finishes that, he posts a picture, he types out a tweet, and he did all that in 6 minutes. Or Jacob, what's the other option that the agent texted both of them?
So I'm actually in a group text with Jonathan Givony and Joe Tipton, and I just share everything I'm hearing, and it's yeah. So I've been texting both of them, seeing who can post first.
Also, this all started with, like, it wasn't even huge. It was the Baylor forward, James Nanji, who was the NBA draft pick, who averaged, like, 2 points a game, is going to transfer portal.
Sorry, I have a very long streak on Duolingo.
So you're having it on air.
Is he watching TikTok?
So you need to do that right now.
He's doing Duolingo.
This is a good time to learn another language.
Sorry.
So you can say the Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros. So what do they say about that? What is that? What's that in Spanish?
The volume is turned down. Please turn. Well, I'm on radio. I can't turn up.
Yeah, sorry, Wildcat Song. What were you saying?
I truly do not remember.
We were
what I was
talking
saying.
the.
I haven't slept very much, and my brain is all over the place. So let's have some fun.
Well, I just find this stuff so funny, and who cares? Jonathan Givony is like I've known who he is for a long time. He has 235,000 followers. Is he worried that like I'm going to lose all my followers if I'm not because Joe Tipton tweeted this 6 minutes after I did.
I'll say we over there at the Rep to No Good podcast have a special history with Gavoni, however you say it.
Yeah, I think it is Gavoni. Did I say Gavoni earlier?
I refuse to get it right. I'm going to say it wrong one of the ways. He has 270 Bradley Smith's, everyone's favorite Twitter account, blocked.
Why?
Because he made one shade and sharp joke. Because if you remember, Gavoni was on the side of like, hey, he's coming back. I don't know what y'all are seeing. Like, I've heard it. You've heard it from me first. He's coming back to Kentucky. Bradley makes one joke after the fact, and he's blocked. So
very sensitive, some of these basketball Twitter guys.
I had lunch with him on March 26th, 2019.
Gavoni?
Yeah.
That's interesting. How'd it go?
I don't really remember. It was a long time ago.
It was 7 years ago.
But it tasted. The lunch was good. Yeah.
What did you have?
It was in the what's the CNN?
In Atlanta.
Atlanta, the big.
Yeah, right. Well, it's right next to the State Farm Arena.
Yes.
I'm so shocked that we found something that I would know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Oh, the little food court there.
Yeah.
Did you get the Chinese food? I got that when I was there. Was it?
I can't remember. This was like 3 decades ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So yeah, John, if you're listening to this, it was a fun time.
He's a long-time listener, I'm sure. Jacob, collect your thoughts. I know you haven't slept, but collect your thoughts because we got a last segment coming up, and it's going to be a good one. We got a lot more to talk about here on Kentucky Roll Call. Get your text into the Gameday Men's Health text line, 502-414-1450. We'll be right back.
This is not to get
461-1450. Got Jacob Polachek of On3 KSR Plus in the studio, and Wildcat's Tongue of We're Up to No Good and Twitter fame. At Wildcat's Tongue. Is that it? Is that the?
Yep.
Okay. Because every time you show up in my feed, obviously I'm seeing WT dash somebody enthusiast. Jacob's just over here just knocking out some Duolingo during the break. Jacob, can you respond to one of my questions in Spanish? Are you that good yet?
Sí.
There you go. He did it.
What's your day streak?
That was
Jacob?
it. That was the question. Okay.
Yo no hablo español.
Doesn't sound good. Sounds like not a good streak. He's not keeping up with it.
Hey, Matt, are you guys going to get Flory Badunga?
Don't even get me excited.
Jeff Goodman tweeted out about an hour ago that the Kansas big man transfer has narrowed his list to Duke, Michigan, St. John's, and your Louisville Fighting Cardinals.
We got his first visit on Friday. He's not leaving campus. I'm calling it right now.
Nice, man.
They already got him an apartment set up. I'm pretty sure they got him a Bugatti out front.
That's great. Already got him
for his $45 million contract he's going to ask for.
He's going back to Kansas.
You think he's going back to Kansas?
He did it last year.
He's not going back to Kansas.
Yeah, Jacob might know.
I just
what? He's not going back.
Jacob, can you call his agent on air right now and ask him if he's coming to Louisville or where he's going?
Don't.
He will actually.
Don't dare him to do it.
Oh, I can call.
And do it in Spanish.
¿Dónde está el bidungo?
Okay, what's that?
Where is the badungo? I said badungo instead of badunga, but always masculine. So
okay, I don't think
you changed somebody's name.
You changed their name.
Cambiar, to change.
You don't say Donde está Steveno.
South End
Matt,
Josh,
can you stop yelling at me?
Javoni is a huge D-bag, is what South End Josh says, sharing his Jonathan Gavoni thoughts.
Okay, now South End Josh needs to do the other parts of the
Javoni.
compliment sandwich. Like he needs to do the compliment now.
Yes, you're right. We got to sandwich this.
Yes.
There was here's another text to the Gameday Men's Health text line. Again, it's 502-414-1450. Gameday Men's. Where's the? Like this is the problem. The ads. I have them in two different notes here.
Hey, advertisers, don't let them take you down.
Gameday Men's Health is Jacob, the redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides. What are peptides?
Why are you asking me? I know this stuff. I know. You got to talk to him about the Gameday Men's Health next time.
Does anybody know what peptides are? What are peptides?
Yeah.
I think to help you build muscle. I think it's like a steroid supplement. Like instead of steroids, you could take peptide. I don't know. That could be wrong. I could be way off.
Yeah, we could just be advertising something that doesn't exist. We could also, with computers in front of us, I could look it up. But peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMensHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. We got a text on the Gameday Men's Health text line. We talked about this earlier. This texter says, I'm a lifelong Kentucky fan. If my son is good enough to play college sports, I would send him almost anywhere else. The stuff I see people saying about players that is totally over the top would absolutely push me to send him elsewhere. It is, and there are parents, I'm sure, who see some of that, especially as it's used to recruit against Kentucky, that it would probably, I still don't think it's making it to where Kentucky can't get recruits, but I do understand where that conversation's probably happening amongst the player and their families.
Also, you have to think that, like, if you are a Kentucky fan, you are seeing Kentucky fans being not good. But you don't see the Kansas fans. You don't see the North Carolina, the Duke fans being not good because you don't follow the right people. So, like,
or the wrong people.
I'm not using the excuse that everyone does it, because that's an awful excuse. Like, it is unacceptable behavior from fans. If I'm talking to fans, it's unacceptable behavior. But if I'm talking to players, hey, it's gonna happen. It's a part of being an athlete. It's an awful part of being an athlete. I wish it didn't exist, but it does. If you want to prepare yourself for the next level playing pro ball, you're gonna have to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, if your kid was good enough to play at Kentucky, are you assuming that they're going to fail? Because that's why you get those bad messages, is because you didn't play well. If you play well at Kentucky, it's better than anywhere else. If you're winning at Kentucky, it's better than any other place in America.
100%. I mean, you don't even have to play well. Like we just talked about, Ansley Almanor averaged 4 points a game. He's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Like if you honor the jersey, if you put in your best effort every day, and like own up to failures, but also like contribute to success in whatever way that looks like for you, you don't have to be our leading scorer for fans to absolutely love you. Fans love Lance Ware.
Yeah.
And
how about Lance?
I'll say this as someone that I would consider myself not necessarily a friend of Lance Ware, but I could DM him right now and he would respond. Not the best basketball player. And I think he was
a big-time recruit, though.
Not the best.
He did not live up to expectations, which makes it weird because that's what I thought, like, okay.
Right.
Jasper took a lot of heat because fans thought he was going to be Rob Dillingham.
Right.
But Lance Ware, we thought he was a 5-star, wasn't he?
He was high 4-star, low 5-star center, and he came in and went 9-16. He came back for 2 more years and only won 1 tournament game. But fans love him, and it's because of the way he played. He didn't play well at times, but you can never say that he wasn't giving 100% effort. You can never say he didn't care. Like that's what if I were to put criticism in front of like someone like Jasper Johnson, there were times where I doubted his commitment to Kentucky when he played on the court.
It's KY till I die, baby. What are you talking about?
There are times where I don't feel like he was either putting forth the best effort or didn't have enough focus or like was trying to do things for himself rather than the team. And that's the frustration. It's not that he averaged 5 points a game. It's like the way in which you play. And one of the problems about Kentucky basketball is our fans know what we're talking about for the most part.
We
our
live
fans
and
know
breathe
ball.
this stuff. It's very important to us.
So if we see something like that, we know who to call out and who not to call out.
Jacob, you went to Kansas.
Yes.
I'm sure you see a lot of Kansas tweets from fans. Is it just as bad with how did they treat Peterson this year?
At any school, when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's very toxic. When I was at Kansas had for the most part 4 really good years. It was the Final Four my freshman year. Sophomore year was a little bit of a down year. Junior year, can't remember. And senior year,
had partied a lot. Junior year.
Senior year they had. Junior year was the COVID year. That was when they were the number 1 team in the country, and then COVID. And then my senior year they were a good team, but not elite. So I never really had a really bad year.
As soon as you left, they won the national title.
And then they won the national title the year after I left. So I never saw like a really bad year or a toxic year. I think this was probably the most toxic year at Kansas in a long time because of the Darren Peterson stuff. But yeah, so it got toxic when it came to Darren. And if you're winning games, it's not going to be that toxic. If you're losing a lot, and if Kentucky's obviously had a lot of down years all in one stretch, it just compounds that toxicity.
Just imagine how toxic Kansas fans are going to be when they have to try to win games 5-on-2 this upcoming year. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be fun. I do think that it is. It happens everywhere. But here's what if we had like the best fan base? Like, what if we just like can we hold it to a standard and not be toxic online? Is it possible? Because look, I'm not preaching to the fans. I'm toxic. I'm part of the problem. Okay, I get really mad when they lose. It destroys my whole day, and sometimes a loss can destroy my entire week. And I get emotional on Twitter and on message boards, and I really, really, like I said, try hard not to make it an individual player, more so just calling out the team or the coaches. Mostly that's what I go to because I feel like they're old enough you can take the heat.
Right.
And it used to be they're the ones getting paid all the big bucks. And so I try not to do that, but I've done it. And I just wonder, can we hold it to a standard and not be what we've been on social media?
I think that if you're a fan, you should call out stuff, especially if it's like a friend of yours or like someone that follows you or whatever. Like you should call out poor behavior, but in a realistic world, this is going to exist. Now, I'd love to lower that number as much as possible, try to get people to change their ways, but like I know that me talking on a radio show saying, "Hey, be nice, guys," like that's not gonna do a ton of damage.
But you do think we can still be like, this is Kentucky. There's an expectation here, but we don't have to I don't want, like you said earlier, a guy who plays bad in a December game, he shouldn't play anymore.
There are 95% of Kentucky fans know how to do that, know how to be a passionate, amazing fan without getting to that point when we play bad. It's just the 5% that, like, I wish didn't exist. I am fighting to make sure they, like, to try to get them to not exist. But they do exist.
We want them to exist in a different way.
If you are a player,
is going to kill the 5%.
there you go.
The worst 5% fans.
If you are a player that can't bother you, like, again,
yes,
the way I talk
that.
about this is different depending on if I'm talking to fans or players. Fans, be better. Players, stop listening.
And I do think that the majority of fans, even when they are emotional, are not super negative and are attacking players. I did, when I watched the documentary, I noticed one of the parts that stood out to me was Jack Goose Givens addressing the booing at the Gonzaga game, and I understood it. I was in the building. I think the Nashville bar scene probably played a little bit of a part into that. Yeah. But what I didn't really like was that every time the team started playing poorly after that, it became okay for people to boo. And I understand, like, you're paying a lot of money for tickets. I brought that up in the rapid reaction that, you know, these are millionaire players now, and those people who sacrifice the vacation so they can be in Nashville and stay in Nashville and have those seats are going home with, like, I wish I would have saved my money. They feel like they just burned their money because the game wasn't even watchable. And so, like, I understood it in that context, but I just don't want it to be our thing. I don't want it to become normal that we boo our own players.
I agree. I think that kind of in-person criticism is way different than the online stuff. Like, the booing stuff, I'm never going to get mad at a fan base for booing. Like, I did at one point, but then I realized, like, you can't just police behavior, especially in person like that. Online is different.
Don't tell fans how to fan.
Right. But
yeah, and I don't want to do that either because I mean, Brandon Ramsey used to get on me for that when I was. Yeah. I do get real negative in the group chats.
Yeah.
So you don't even see the worst of what I have to say.
But I also think that, like, we need to realize, and what players need to realize, is that the online fan base is not even close to the Kentucky fan base. Because, like, I like to consider myself a relatively popular account on Twitter. I have almost 10,000 followers. They would not fill up half of Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to Rupp Arena. If every single one of my followers is in Rupp Arena, they would be less than half of the crowd that's there. Like that, the online fan base that is Kentucky is a fraction of what you'll actually see at games, what you'll actually see in real life. So, yes, the online crowd is loud, and that's what the players are on. But the real support that you'll get is from the people that pay to go to games, that show up to watch your bus go to wherever you're like. Yeah. Those are the fans.
It really is crazy. Like, Kentucky fans are everywhere, and that was some of the stuff we heard in the locker room, that they appreciated the support even when we weren't playing well. The fans kept showing up. They kept filling up the arena. They kept traveling with us. So you get both. But I will say one more time, when things are good at Kentucky, and that's why DeMarcus Cousins still rocks with Kentucky, right? Because when he was at Kentucky, he was a kid who was going to Memphis, didn't care about the name on the front of the jersey when he played at Kentucky, but he had such a good experience that even when the Calipari leaves, Cal's his guy, he says, look, I'm a Kentucky guy. Jacob, you're staring at the computer. Are there more names that any news breaking as of 1:49 p.m. Wednesday afternoon?
Not currently.
Okay, good. Okay.
It's so I've had a lot of people kind of talk about this where it's like, why is nobody committed yet? It's like, we're at a weird point with the dead period, guys not taking visits till Friday. You're gonna have some commitments before Friday across college basketball, guys willing to commit on Zooms, but you're gonna see the big bulk of guys committing over the weekend when they're on campus. But back to the conversation about toxicity, it really boils down to, like, one, Big Blue Nation is such a big fan base.
Yeah.
There's so many people that you're bound to just have more toxic voices just by the pure nature of having more people in general than other fan bases. And at every school with a passionate fan base, when things go poorly, you're going to hear about it from the fans. So
you disagree with Thrill Kitely?
Yeah, I mean,
Thrill Kitely on Twitter said that it's costing Kentucky recruits. Not Bill Kitely. Thrill Kitely.
I think what's costing Kentucky recruits more than that is just poor play on the court. there are a lot of factors that might hurt Kentucky in recruiting, and I think that if the fan base is one of those, it is very close to the bottom of the list.
That's kind of what I think too. You Wildcat Song, I saw, did you put your hand up, or I thought you did? Oh, we'll call on you anyway.
You don't need to raise your hand.
This is what we do on Rep to No Good, because we're not in person. We're on Zoom, so like we have to like signal. I want to talk next, but
I like it. I like that you all do that.
Yeah.
It's a good habit.
But I don't think it's costing us recruits. I do think it's a recruiting strategy used by other teams. Like, hey, look at this awful person who's a Kentucky account that says this thing about this player. They're not going to show you their own fans doing that same thing.
Maybe those guys are creating the accounts, getting a large Kentucky
every
following.
Single toxic Kentucky fan is actually a Duke burner account.
I think Matt, don't you have a Kentucky burner account and you just trash talk the players?
Okay, can I actually tell us a quick story really quick?
Yes,
like,
go ahead.
It takes 2 seconds. It's about burner accounts. So when I was in middle school, I made a Louisville burner account. And it was not negative, it was positive. It was just like I was a big Louisville fan, obviously I still am, and I got an email during the break of like my email was blowing up, like 4 or 5 straight emails that I was like, what is the card march? And why is somebody trying to log into it? And why am I getting emails for it? I go and look up the account. I was like, oh my God, this is the burner account I made when I was like 11. Somebody's trying to hack into my 11-year-old burner account right now.
And I do think that maybe, like, okay, let's say like if I wanted to make Louisville fans look bad, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. But I could be like, I could have an account and I get a bunch of Louisville fans, and then I start tweeting at Michael Brown, like, you've stopped faking an injury. Wouldn't that hurt recruiting a little bit? Like if there was a bunch of people doing that? I don't know. I'm just saying. I would show that to. Like, you don't want to go to Louisville, Florida, but look. You better not get hurt. Look how they're going to treat you.
You're talking to a fan base that has made movements to try to get Drew Timme to be at Kentucky to the point where his mom had to come out with, like, we're actually not going to Kentucky. They're going to take that and run with it if you suggest to them to make a bunch of Louisville burner accounts.
It's a text into the Gameday Men's Health text line. I totally concede that I don't see other fan bases. I'm saying, but by my estimation, the worst part of BBN is much larger than the worst part of other than the worst part of other fan bases. Yeah, it's
probably
huge fan base, and I didn't realize how big this fan base was really, because same thing with, like, I didn't realize how big Muhammad Ali was until his funeral, and I had to go cover it for WHAS because I lived in Louisville. I am familiar with. Yeah, I mean, I knew he was.
Are you telling the truth, or are you just?
Yeah, because like I lived here my whole life. I knew he was big, but I thought he was like. I didn't realize he was internationally big, because I mean, boxing was not ever anything that I just knew that he was. I knew he was big. Like I knew people knew who he was, like internationally. I just didn't know until you see people show up. I was covering the funeral for WHAS, and there were people flying in from everywhere. Will Smith was there because he played them in the movie. I was just like, this is wild. I guess I just didn't have a good of enough grasp on it. And the same thing with the Kentucky fan base. When I went to London and I saw all these Kentucky fans that were from different countries all over the United States, and I was like, this thing is it's international. It's huge. And so with that, when there are negatives in the fan base, like there's going to be more of them.
I try and always think back to those times. Like think about like sports in the 70s. Imagine there were just massive burner accounts in the 70s. Like who do you think would be getting the most hate back in the 70s and 80s on a burner account? Like
I don't. That's probably not the.
Yeah. We get real toxic real fast.
Like in the 70s, there might be some reasons to hate some players.
Okay, I wasn't going there. I was like, I'm just saying. Imagine you're having the Wilt didn't score 100 conversation back when he actually did it.
Well, he didn't. He didn't actually do it. So that's what I would have been tweeting out. And what year was that again? What year did that not happen?
That was in the
old enough where they apparently don't have video proof.
1999.
Yeah. But UConn's dynasty. Yeah. Matt, what is that noise? Do you know what that? Do you hear that yet?
Yeah, I actually do hear it now. I think it's Jacob's mic because I turned his mic down.
I keep unplugging it.
It's just because he's quiet, so I'm turning him up a little bit higher.
What?
Sorry.
Calm down. Everyone needs
1962. We had cameras in 1962.
Yeah, they have footage of the Lakers playing in the NBA Finals that year, but not of Wilt's 100-point game.
Didn't happen. It did not happen. I think it was a marketing ploy to enhance the image of the NBA. It's must watch. So Kentucky got it's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. Mark Pope tweeted out at midnight on Tuesday morning, let's get to work, BBN, and they have gotten to work. Lots of names, lots of Zooming happening today. So when do you all think we will hear the first name, the first addition in the transfer portal?
I think we'll hear something this week, but it's not going to be a big name. I think the big names are going to kind of look to see what's going on. But like last year, the first guy to commit out of the portal for Kentucky was Cam Williams. That's a role player that wants to, I want this role. Like, no one's going to take this role away from me. I want it. I've got to claim it early. I think it's going to be one of those type of players that wants a specific role at Kentucky and doesn't want competition and doesn't want Kentucky to go a different direction to like later on.
Yeah, that's the other thing, even with the big name guys too, that if you wait around too long,
we're going to get another big name.
Yeah, just like what happened with the Axel.
Jacob, why don't you just go ahead and tell us right now?
Yeah, who we getting and when? I'll get this on
Saturday
video.
will be a big day.
Saturday's a big day, Jacob says.
Because guys,
you just looked at me like, why did you do that?
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna leave.
He has more Duolingo to do.
Yeah. No, actually, I got I have a 1,279 day streak, but I'm not bragging. All right, let's talk about portal. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal. So yeah, guys are gonna be taking visits Friday, Saturday, and that's when guys are on campus getting the paperwork finalized and signing with teams. So I think it'll be a big day across college basketball, and then from there, just dominoes are going to start to fall. Guys I think more names will enter the portal because we saw it like last year with Denzel Aberdeen, where they take guys. He has negotiations fall through, and he enters the portal. You'll see more of that, and once the dead period is over, is when you'll really see some more commitments.
So Saturday, Kentucky will have somebody possibly. I know you don't know. I'm just asking you to guess. I'm not asking.
And his name is Malachi Moreno. They already have him
nice.
Committed, signed,
locked him up. That's it's an exciting time in college basketball. We talked about it earlier. This is just it's part of our basketball season now. The transfer portal. Tyron Stokes. Do we know when he's going to announce?
Sometime before November.
Just before.
How long can he stretch this out for?
I think he's supposed to announce right after 2025 Big Blue Madness.
I cannot wait.
If you want it pushed back by another month, I can say he's committing tomorrow.
Yes. He's like, why is he doing that?
Because he just wants to run the narrative.
It's fun. I will say whatever he's doing, he's very good at it because we keep talking about him.
Yeah, number one player. Be a big help for Mark Pope and this is just such an important offseason. It's the most important, one of the most important off seasons in Kentucky basketball history. Yeah, we're going all the way in on it. Kentucky needs to be great next year. Real quick before we go, will Kentucky be great next year? Wildcats tongue.
Sure.
I love the confidence. Jacob, Kentucky, great next year or no?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, they'll be great.
You guys are not helping me at all.
Sorry. No, they won't.
Last summer, I said yes, and look what happened. So,
Okay. All right, bets. There we go. Well, we did have a great show. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. For Jacob Polachek, for Wildcats Tongue, for producer Matt, I'm Stephen Peak. Thanks for listening, and have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow.